Right, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to look at the DNS policies. So I will go ahead to the policies. In the last video, we have seen in the security intelligence that there are two categories. That is, one is DNS and another one is the feeds. So we use the feed one in the last video. In this video, we are going to use the DNS one. So I will click on policies and DNS, and I will add a DNS policy, a new policy, and I will give a name as a DNS policy. And now over here, I will match the traffic first. So I will create a DNS rule saying that any traffic going from inside to the outside, source will be the inside, right? I'm just give a name as a rule one. So any traffic coming from the inside, what you want to do with that one? So what you want to do that one? So I'm saying that there are options over here, that is whitelist. So let's look into that options. So whitelist means it's a straightforward. That means your traffic will be allowed, no problem. So it doesn't make any sense, right? So if we create a DNS policy, if you are allowing, by default in the access control policy we have been allowing. So for example, I have a domain over here, google.com. I'm just allowing the traffic. So whitelist means still it is being allowed in the access control, and here also you're saying the same thing, so it doesn't make any sense. So if you want to monitor, that's okay. If you want to monitor, if you just want to generate the events or something, that's okay. Or if you want to say that anyone who is going to the google.com, in return the FTD will give a response that domain not found. And dropped, which is straightforward, that means the traffic will be dropped. Sinkhole, this is very interesting. This is the main thing which we are going to do. So sinkhole is, this is my PC, and who is trying to access the google.com. So what happens, like whenever it is sending the request, it will send it to your internal DNS. So this is your internal DNS. If internal DNS does not have google.com, then it will make a request on behalf of this PC to your ISP, and it will resolve and it will give back to your PC. Now, when I say that the google.com is being blocked, so what's happening here is like the PC is requesting and DNS server is requesting for this domain, and FTD is come into play. And FTD sees that DNS server is requesting the domain which is being blocked. So it will generate an event saying that DNS is the one who is trying to access. But the actual person who is trying to access is the PC, the client PC. So we want to know that who is actually accessing that one. So that's where the sinkhole comes in. So what you're going to do is that I have a route server on my DMZ. Right, so whenever someone is visiting google.com, the DNS, it will forward the request to DNS, and DNS does not have google.com, so it will forward the request to FTD. And now FTD will say that, okay, google.com has come, so what I will do, it will resolve that one to your server IP address. For example, in our example, 100.1.1.1. Right? So it will, instead of sending that to 150.1.7.1, it will reply back with 100.1.1.1, that is this IP address, and it will send it back to your PC, and PC is now connected to this server. Now the actual generator events have been generated. That means actual culprit has been caught now, who is trying to access. Now in the event you are able to see that the PC is trying to access the domain which is being blocked. So let's see how we are going to do that one. So alright, so in this video, so what we are going to do is we are going to look into the domain not found. In the next video, we are going to look into the sinkhole one. So let's go ahead and we will create a DNS policy now. So I'll go to my policy, I will create a DNS policy. Right, so by default there is one DNS policy. You can edit that one too, but I'm adding a new one. So I will click on add new DNS policy. I will say that DNS policy and click on save. Now you got the DNS policy open, so click on add DNS rule. So now I'm matching the rule now. So what I will say that I will say rule 1 and inside. So any traffic coming from inside, and it can be any network. So I do have from inside two networks. So let me capture topology. So I have two networks. So that is 10.1.1 and 10.1.2.0 and 72.1.1.0, three networks. So it can be any network. Right. So I'm just selecting the zone as an inside, and I will select the network as any. And if I go to my DNS, it is asking me for a list over here. So I have to create a list first. So what I will do, I will create a list. So how to create a list? So I will say that vi. So first I will go back to my domain downloads directory. So cd downloads. Then I will create one vi dns.txt file. So if you are accessing your FMC on some Windows machine, then you can go ahead and create on the notepad. Same thing. So I will say that google.com. I want to plug google.com. Just it. So I will press escape, hyphen x exclamatory mark, and cross check it cat dns.txt. I should see one domain name inside it. So that means that google.com, it will be showing, reply will be showed as a domain not found. It will not be connected, but we will see where we can see the domain not found. So I will go ahead to my DNS now. I will click on add, and I will say that I want to add a list. So feed is from the by default, you will get it from the Cisco, so don't worry about that one. So you say that DNS list, give it a name, and browse. And if I go to my desktop or root, I can see downloads in the DNS.txt. I will select that one, click on upload, and you see that you can see one number of domains found is only one. If you have multiples, it will cross check that one and it will give you the exact number. Click on save. So now before I go ahead and I configure that one, I will go to my PC and I will check that whether I am able to go to google.com or not. If I say that HTTP, I should be allowed. The traffic should be allowed. See that traffic has been allowed for now, google.com. So I want to block this one. So now, once the list has been added, you see your list is been here. So add that list here. And instead of that one, select domain not found. Okay, we are not selecting monitor or whitelist. We are selecting domain not found. Click on add and click on save here. And now I will go to my policies now, access control policy, edit this one, and I will go to my security intelligence. Security intelligence, click on that one, and here you will attach your DNS policy. Click on save. So once that has been saved, just deploy that one. Right, just cross check it, click on this one and deploy and deploy. And now if you remember in the last video we have done the security intelligence and we have created the access policy. So some of the events have been generated, so where you can see those events. So go to analyze and events. This is where all the events have been you will see over here in this one. So these are like connection events. When I go to analyze and events, so these are all connection events. So these are all connection events. But if you remember, we have already done the lab on security intelligence. So I will go to analyze security intelligence. Right, so here you can see that some of them are domain not found. We are going to do the same thing now. So here you will see that Let me go to the page number 2 because we have done the 200.1.1.1. We have blocked that one using those feeds. So if I go to my page 2, you see that block using the server 2. Let me right. Okay. Right. So the previous block which we have done by blocking the 200.1.1. So these are those events now. Who was trying to access 10.1.2 and it was trying to access the DMZ which is been blocked. Right. So this is where you will see the events and all those things. So let's wait for this policy to be deployed. So once after that one is been deployed, we will cross check that security intelligence events and we will verify that one. Right, so my policy is being deployed. So I will go ahead and I will go to overview, go to dashboards, and I will go to my PC now. So before my PC was able to go to the google.com, and now this time I will say that http google.com, it is not going. It is, if I say that http microsoft.com, I should be able to access the Microsoft, but not the Google one. See that I'm able to access the same router, but on the different domain name. Alright, so let's, as google.com is been now blocked, let's go to our analysis, and we will go to the security intelligent events. And here you should see that domain not found. See that domain not found, right? So this is the first packet, domain not found. And if we go to the analysis and events, we should see all the events over there, like Microsoft.com also, which we have recently connected. You see that connection events, I think it's on the page number 58, so I will leave that one. So I'll go to analysis and I can go to the security intelligence. So while explaining in the previous, I said that the DNS request has been made by the DNS server and the culprit has been caught who? 20.1.2. 20.1.1.2. See that? Responding. Who has responded? So FTD will treat this one as a malicious one. It will not treat this one as a malicious one. Alright, so that's why we use the sinkhole. So in the next video, we will see about the sinkhole. Thank you for watching this video.